Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is time for another 24-hour reading challenge. We are literally about to stay up from 9:30 this morning to 9:30 tomorrow morning with no breaks, reading the entire time. Are we crazy? Are we deranged? Who's to say? Who's to say? Let's talk TBR because it's literally 9:25 right now and I've gotta get a roll on this thing. So, I'm thinking Daydream by Hannah Grace is gonna be my first read. I'm like really behind on the bandwagon for this book. Everyone's reading it and they either love it or hate it, and so I wanna see where I fall. Hopefully I'll love it, but if I don't, we'll just start something else. So I'm going to read The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson, baseball romance. Like, are you absolutely kidding? I feel like this is gonna be such a fun one to just fly through. Just fly through, have a nice little baseball moment, move on. We have Best Hex Ever Spooky Ooky Season, but like make it a rom-com. Period. Also, I match it. My Vampire Plus One, once again, Spooky Ooky Season, make it a rom-com. I've also heard that this book is just fun. Fun vibes, and that is what today is for. Today is for fun and chaos. Please deliver that, Jenna Levine. Please, please, please. I also am thinking about reading One-on-One by Jamie Hara. This is a basketball romance. I think it's enemies to lovers, maybe rivals to lovers, but I don't even care about any of that because guess who blurbed it? My girl, Jessica Joyce. Y'all know I love that woman. Y'all know that woman is one of my favorite authors to ever exist. So this one's getting read today. I also would like to read The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I flew through Better Than the Movies, and so I feel like if I'm in like a little bit of a lull, maybe I'm frozen in time, maybe I'm like, I can't go on, this is what I have. And this will help. Can you tell I've had caffeine? Because I had a big old caramel macchiato this morning, so we are running on those fumes. I also have a thriller. I feel like if it gets a little late, it's always good to have a thriller because one, I'll be on the edge of my seat, and then two, I could be scared. I could be scared awake. And so listen for the lie. I feel like that'll be a win. If you guys like this video, please make sure to give it a little thumbs up. If you want to see more of these, please comment down below. And also if you want to see more of me and my content, make sure that you're subscribed. Let's get into this, starting with Daydream. We've got this. We've got this in the bag. No stress and no sleep. No sleep for either of us, right? Like, you're staying up with me. You nodded your head, right? Right? I'm gonna say you did. Alright guys, hour one is done. It is now 10:31, so we're actually a minute past our hour mark. Go us. I'm loving this book, by the way. I did decide to start with Daydream. I am 72 pages into it, and I've also started tabbing because I know that I'm absolutely going to love this book, and it's just good. The banter is literally so good. Henry, who is, I'm thinking, going to be the love of my life very, very soon. He goes, you should come watch me play. I'm much better than your ex. And don't even get me started on her ex. No spoilers, of course, but her ex, I kind of want to punch. I kind of want to punch in his no-no square because, oh, he has made me so angry, and it's just the beginning of the book. Literally just the beginning of the book. And I have anger. I have rage. So I kind of hope he shows back up so that I can have more rage, then hopefully another character can rage against him. Honestly, I don't know why people don't like this book. Hopefully I don't find out, and hopefully it just keeps going up from here. Let's get back into our book. Let's see what Henry and Hallie are up to. Hour two. It's over, it's done with. I'm still loving this book. I just need to explain a scene to y'all because I was literally giggling and grinning ear to ear and kicking my feet and blushing and just having the best time in the world. And so our two main characters here, they've agreed to kind of start going on dates together, not because they're interested in one another, but because Hallie got out of that horrible relationship. Remember I told you about the guy, her ex-boyfriend, who I hate him, I rage. Well, he sucked and he literally never took her on a date throughout the whole year of their relationship. And so Henry's like, you know what? Let me give you that experience. We will go on a date, but it'll just, like, for practice for the real thing whenever you go on one. And her ex-boyfriend texts her and he goes, have fun on your date tonight. And she's like, thank you. And he responds with, don't you want to know how I know? Your mom called my mom saying that we were going on a date tonight because you didn't tell her we broke up. Hallie is just like, well, clearly you didn't tell your mom we broke up either if she was texting you thinking we were going on a date. Like, what? And this guy has the audacity to respond back saying, can't wait to meet him. To which our girl Hallie's like, you already have. Mic drop moment. I'm obsessed with this book. It's just so good. It is literally so good. And I love Henry. Every 5 seconds, he's like, just stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize for everything. Like, you are a human being. You do not have to apologize for everything. I'm like, retweet, Henry. Retweet, because I also needed to hear that. Thank you, Henry. And did I ever tell you what page I was on? Let me tell you what page I was on. I'm currently on page 141. So I think we read about another 70 pages. So go me, go me. I will see y'all during hour 3. Clearly, I've been in the same spot for the last, how long are we doing this? 3 hours? It is now 12:33. There's the time. I am on page, I don't know. What page am I on? I'm on page 218. So we've read 218 pages so far. I'm having the time of my life. This book is just fun. I, at this point, am saying this is my favorite book in the series. I am already enjoying this way more than Icebreaker and Wildfire. And so I'm a little scared like the book is just gonna like plummet or plateau out for me. But you know what? We're gonna just take that out of my mind and throw it across the room, because no, this book is gonna be amazing. It's gonna stay amazing. And it's just so fun. Like, I've just been tapping it and it's a delight. It is a delight. I've also switched from my coffee to water, because when I went to Starbucks, I got a venti water because I was like, you know what? This is gonna force me to stay hydrated throughout the day as well. And that's really all I have. So I guess I'll check back in with y'all at 1. So get excited for some B-roll content. Get excited to listen to that jazz music, ladies and gents. I hope y'all feel like you're at a Hobby Lobby. Let's get back to reading. I am so close to finishing this book. It's not even funny. I think I have like a little less than 100 pages left. We are currently on page 326 of 427. Like, I literally have 100 pages left. I kind of feel like this could be a 5-star. Is that a bold claim? I don't know. I just know so many people that didn't like this book, but I have never felt more seen in my life, not just from the female main character, but from Henry as well. So many things that they are both going through in their personal lives. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Me? Me? Am I looking in a mirror? I don't know. And I just love it. And so depending on how the last 100 pages go, because y'all know it could really make or break a book. Depending on how it goes, I might have to log into Goodreads and change my ratings for the rest of the books in this series, because at this point in time, this is the best book Hannah Grace has ever written. I'm sorry, not sorry. I'm gonna have to change my 5 out of 5 for Icebreaker that I gave like 2 years ago, because this is better, in my opinion. In my opinion, of course. But oh my God. So literally next time we talk, this book will be done. This book will be over and done with. We'll be starting another book, hopefully. We'll move on to something new. We'll move on. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, everyone take a big inhale and then a big exhale with me really quick. Okay, ready? Okay, feeling good, feeling good. This was a 5-star. This was fantastic. I really loved this. There were just so many layers to it. And also I've never felt this scene in a book in such a long time. I am literally a pathological people pleaser. Like, that is me to my core. And like, that pressure is something that I've never felt within a book, but it's not even that, because our main man, Henry right here, he is a procrastinator by nature. Every so often, like, he just feels so frozen in what he's doing, because he's just thinking to himself, like, I have this, and do, but I can't get myself to do it, even though I want to do it. And I'm like, me. Literally me. And it took me 23 years of my life to realize that that was me. And I have never felt this scene in a book, nonetheless, a hockey romance book. This was great. And I know a lot of people have issues for something that happens at the end of this book, but honestly, I really respected that decision, because it goes back to all the layers of what makes up these characters. It goes back into being thoughtful about one character being a people pleaser and not wanting to make someone feel like they have to be the one to fix everything when they've been fixing everything their whole life, because that's a lot of pressure. Oh, I should have taken more than one deep breath. Oh my, this was great. This was great. So now we're gonna read another sports romance, because why the heck not? This is One on One by Jamie Harrow. I didn't realize this was a debut, so I'm actually really excited. This was actually gifted to me from Dutton, so thank you so much, Dutton Books. I really appreciate you. I'm so excited for this. I love a good debut, so maybe this one will really pop off. And again, Jessica Joyce is blurbed. Y'all know I love that woman with my whole heart and my whole soul. And if this is one of her favorite books, there's no way on this earth it's not gonna be one of my favorite books. But also, can we just talk about the fact that in my last readathon, I was reading like books that were 250 pages, maybe like a little more. And now I'm reading 400 pages, 380 pages. Like I'm really picking romance books on the longer side today, but I am so excited. Anywho, I will keep y'all updated on how this one goes. Did I even tell you what time it is? It is 2:30. Oh my gosh, wait. So this was actually like the perfect time for me to update you guys. Wait, period. So yeah, it is 2:30. I read a total of 427 pages, and I feel like that's pretty dang good for it being 2:30 right now. I'm happy with that. Let's get started with one-on-one. Maybe I can find a Spotify playlist, but if I can't, I'll make my own. All right, guys, I read 114 pages during that last hour. I don't know what she put in this book. I don't know if it's just bigger font. I don't know if it's just because I'm not tabbing like I did with Daydream, but I'm soaring through this thing. I'm flying through it, and I'm having a really nice time. I am not really feeling too connected to anyone in this story, but I am curious to see how the story is going to progress. We are following this girl who just accepted a brand new job at her college alma mater. She worked for the basketball team when she went to college here. Her college rival, Ben, also works for this team, and he's been very, very close with this college since they graduated. She learns that this program is having a lot of budget cuts, and since she is, you know, the most recent hire, she might not make it through the year. And then she's thinking to herself, wow, I wonder what other role is like really expendable. Like maybe I won't be the one fired. It's Ben. Yeah, her college rival is the other one that's very, very expendable. And so both of them are literally fighting to keep their job. And the tension is there. It's so good. It is reminding me so much of Davy and Ben from Never Have I Ever, or Jonah and Amy from Superstore, those vibes. And then also Annie, which is the name of our female main character in this book, she went through something, I think her senior year of college, that she literally doesn't talk about at all. It's the reason she never visits her alma mater. And I'm excited to see her open up about that. I'm very, very excited because I feel like that's going to be the turning point in her relationship with Ben, is opening up. I hope. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But I also think that it's going to change Ben's perspective on a lot of things. No spoilers. I'm being very vague because we do not spoil around here. But I think that's the direction the story is going to head in, I think. I will chat with y'all at around 4:30, and I might make it to the halfway point by then. We'll see, we'll see. Okay, it is 4:33. I'm eating a very early dinner. My husband bought some pizza, so that's just convenient and we love. It's from Marco's. I am on page 200 and we started the sprint on 114. So we went from 114 to 200, so that's pretty good. That's almost 100 more pages. The chemistry is happening, guys. The chemistry. And once again, they're just reminding me of Jonah and Amy from Superstore, and I'm eating it up. I am really wanting our main female character to tell this man why she has such reservations over a character that they both dealt with in college, but she hasn't done it yet, and I don't know if she's going to, but I want her to. I know it's gonna be messy, but I feel like it needs to happen. But yeah, having a really nice time, so I'm gonna eat, read, try not to get any pizza grease on my book, and that's about it. That's about it. Guys, this book is good. This book is like actually phenomenal. I'm on page 321 and it's currently 5:32. And this book is just phenomenal. There's so much depth to it and it's focusing on topics I didn't realize that we were gonna end up focusing on. And so it's like actually really heavy. Like legitimately, I don't know if you can tell by my like reddish face, but like it's a little heavy. I do know that by the next time I update y'all, this book will be over and done with. I don't know what the heck I'm going to end up rating this book. I just know this is gonna be a book that I think about for a while after I close this thing. Like I know it's not gonna leave my mind for a hot second. I don't know where the hype for this book is. Like legitimately, it almost reads like an Emily Henry book set in a sports world. Like if that makes any sense. Or almost like an Abby Jimenez book set in a sports world. And the fact that this is a debut, like my mind is like actually kind of blown over this, so I'm gonna finish it. we're gonna talk. We'll probably talk before I start a new book, but we're gonna finish and then chat. So just hold tight and then I'll pop in. Okay. I finished One on One by Jamie Harrow. I literally cried. The last 30 pages, I was just in tears because I was just like, this is so stressful. There's so much going on, but it needs to happen. And it's so sad because it's such a difficult and tough topic, but it was so real and so honest, but also I was just so moved. And I was also, like, not only just moved, but proud of our main character and how far she had come. And it was just so good. I don't know why literally no one is talking about this book. Go read this book. I don't know what to give it. I don't know whether to give it a 4.75 or a 5-star. Y'all will literally know by the end of this video because I need some time to process. But you need to read this book. It is reading like an Emily Henry, Abby Jimenez book, but set in sports. It's so good. So good. I think we're like 30 minutes away from it being 6:30. We're actually like 20 minutes away from it being 6:30. So I'm going to start another book and I don't know what it's going to be, but we will see. Reading my Vampire Plus One by John Levine, and I don't know how I feel. I really don't know how I feel about this book because I'm pretty far into it. I'm like 114 pages, so like I'm kind of cruising, but I'm also like kind of bored, and I love a fake dating scenario, and we're just now getting to the fake dating gist of the story, so I'm like, maybe it'll pick up, but I'm a little bored, so I'm hoping that it'll revive itself a bit. If not, we will have to pick up a real good one as our next book, because currently I'm sitting at like a 3, a flat, solid 3. But I love the cover, so I would really like it to pick up just like a little bit, The gist of the story though is we are following Amelia, and as she's leaving work one day, she runs smack into our guy Reginald. Obviously Reginald is our vampire, but vampires are not normal within this world. She has no clue that he is a vampire. When she bumps into him, he's like, do me a favor, like fake laugh, like I'm trying to avoid these people, like I really need you to help me out. You help me out, I will help you out with something. That's that because he doesn't actually think she's gonna need him to help her with anything. Later that night, she goes to a family dinner and they keep bringing up like marriage, weddings. Oh, Amelia, you're single. We just want you to be happy. We wish you weren't single. And she's like, I'm not, I have a boyfriend. Goes to a coffee shop to try and find a fake date. Reginald happens to be there. She asks him, hey, will you be my date to this wedding that I have to go to for my family because they shamed me for being single? Thus, the fake dating. And he actually told her that he was a vampire, but she thought he was kidding because he literally is joking over everything, and vampires don't exist in this world, or at least they aren't known to exist in this world. I don't know if he's going to bring it back up again. I don't know. But we are about to be at the little family festivities before the wedding. This is like the first instance we are seeing them on a fake date. We're gonna be optimistic. Also, I had to crack open a Dr. Pepper. I did. Did I even tell you what time it is? It is currently, let me tell y'all, it is currently 7:32, so it's not even that late, and I had to crack open a Dr. Pepper as I was fading a bit, and honestly, I'm still kind of fading, but I think it might be the book. I think it might be the book, not me. Continue drinking this, continue reading our book, and then probably around like 11, maybe midnight, I'm gonna crack open an Alani. Because that's what I mean business, ladies and gents. I really hope that this book picks up because this is my first like Halloween-y book of the season, of the year. I don't want to start it on a note like this. Cheers, I guess. Officially 8:31. I think that means we've been going for 11 hours. I am on chapter 18, which is page 194 of my Vampire Plus One, and it's picking up. It is picking up. In my opinion, it is starting to be better than just a solid 3-star. We're in like 3.5 range. The chemistry is there. The main guy is making me laugh. I appreciate that. We're about to handle the issue of, oh my gosh, he's a vampire. He wasn't kidding. And I'm excited to see where that's gonna go. That's really all I have for this update. I'm still sipping on my Dr. Pepper. And I feel less sleepy, so there's that, there's that. Also, I'm listening to a Twilight playlist, and this is the best thing I could have ever done with my life. This was a genius idea coming from me, and I absolutely love it. So if you need something to do with your day, remember that it's Hoa 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 season, so you should listen to the Twilight soundtrack. I'm getting a little sleepy. I'm not gonna lie to any one of y'all out there, but it's 9:43 if you can see that, which means we've been reading for over 12 hours. This means we are at our halfway point and we are thriving. I just finished book 3, my Vampire Plus One, over, done with. Say goodbye to her. Just kidding. We're not actually going to throw her out. I actually enjoyed this one. 3.25 stars. It definitely improved, and the middle was fun. The middle was fun, cutesy, flirty. A good little time. Will I reread it? No. But will she go on my shelf like a little trophy? Yes, and I will definitely recommend her for the upcoming Halloweeny spooky ooky season. Cute little rom-com. I don't know what I want to read next, so that is my current predicament. I don't know if I want to do a physical book or if I want to switch to my Kindle. I don't know. Do a thriller, that could be fun. I've listened for the lie. I could do a Lynn Painter book. I could just move to the Kindle. I have multiple books on the Kindle, obviously. We're gonna peruse my shelf. Do you wanna come along? Come along. I don't even know if you can see me, but I could read Best Hex Ever. Here's the cover. She looks cutie, right? I could do The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. Cute, sprayed edges, so fun. After living through a dumpster fire of a Valentine's Day, Emily escapes to her grandmother's house. Period. Or I could do a thriller. This is Listen for the Lie. I thought it would be like a little scary, but I've been told it's more like dramatic. I kind of live for fictional drama. I don't like it in my day-to-day life, but some fictional drama I kind of eat up every single time. Oh, her name is Savvy though. That's a little too close to me. A little too close to me. Oh, but Savvy gets unalived. So maybe I can read it because I definitely won't be learning more, or I definitely won't be reading in Savvy's point of view because she gets right in the synopsis. Okay, I'll think about it. To the couch we go. To the couch we go. Update. I was going to read Listen for the Lie. I sat down, I read the first chapter, started chapter 2, and I've decided I'm not ready to read this book. I think it's a no for me because the girl who was unalived in this book, her name is Savvy, which is very close to my name, and I also have been called that several times throughout my life, and I was like, okay, like, that's fine, no big deal. And then my husband's name is also in this book. So I don't think I want to read this book. At least not right now. So I'm gonna pick up something else. I'm in too much of a silly mood to be reading our names. Like too much of a silly mood to be reading our names. So we're gonna find something else. I just don't know what. But do we add this to our page count? I don't know, because I read 4 pages of this book. Oh gosh. Not to be dramatic, but I think this book, The Best Hex Ever, right here, might be the most romantic yet cozy book I have ever read in my life. Like, it is so cozy. Like, I wish I had just like a nice little fall dessert, like a cinnamon roll or a pumpkin bread with a warm apple cider. That is literally what I want from this book. But yet also, it's romantic. It's romantic. It just like is giving me all the butterflies in the world. Why have I literally not heard anyone talk about this book? Why? because this is literally fantastic. I'm loving it. It's really reminding me of Practical Magic in so many different ways, but especially because it is so romantic. Like the romance is present and it's so wholesome, and I'm just eating it up. I didn't even tell you how far I am. I'm 128 pages into this thing. I'm maybe halfway through, close to halfway through. This will be done pretty dang soon, and it's going to be, unless the story just goes off the rails, it's going to be a pretty decent rating for me. And you need to add it to your fall TBR right now. Right now, please. Thank you. We finished it. Book 4 is done. This is best text ever. I think I'm going to give this one like 4.25, maybe 4.5. I really ate this one up. This one was so good. It was under 300 pages, and I'm not normally a fan of insta-love, like, at all, but it worked in this context. It worked so well, and truly, this is one of the best witchy books I've ever read, so I do highly recommend, and I will talk more about it later when I have a few more thoughts. But I think we're gonna move to our Kindle. It's pretty late, so I think we're gonna move to our Kindle, and it's currently, let me look. It's currently 12:33, so I feel like that's a Kindle Unlimited moment. So I'm either going to read Face Off, which is a hockey romance, or I do have an arc of Spiral, which is the sequel to Collide, which is one of my favorite hockey romances of last year. I might try and get to that one as well tonight, but either way, we're moving to the Kindle. I also opened up an Alani Nu, so we should be good till morning. Date, come closer, come closer. It is 2:24 in the morning. I'm fading a bit. I'm fading. Actually, let me just tell you, the last 45 pages, I was pacing around my kitchen back and forth, telling myself, well, you know what? I can't fall asleep while I'm walking. So I was just reading and walking, reading and walking. I'm a little bit more awake than I was then, but I'm a little sleepy. So I'm gonna need that Alani Nu to kick in. But I did start a new book. Let me show it to you. We started a Kindle book. I ended up starting Face Off, which, who is it by? Chelsea Curto, I believe is her name. It's such a cutie cover. I'll put like an actual picture up here because it is like the prettiest shade of purple. I'm having a really nice time with it. I've never read a hockey romance like this one. We are following a professional hockey team, and a girl is joining their team. She's the first one in a professional hockey league. And it's so exciting, and it's a really fun dynamic to read about, especially since this is not something that's normally featured in these books, like an athlete-athlete romance. It's a hockey player and a ballerina, or a hockey player and a figure skater, or something like that. And so I really am liking this dynamic. I think it's fun, and I think that it's different, and I'm really enjoying the banter. I'm liking the banter. She can stand up for herself and go toe-to-toe with our captain, even though the captain is head over heels in love with her immediately. And she's like, I know your reputation, And I love it. I'm here for it. It's fun. It's a fun little time. Did I even tell you how far I am into it? Because I'm not that far. I'm only 103 pages in. I told y'all. I'm slowing down a little bit. We're at least finishing it tonight. Today? It's today. It's the morning time, so it's day. So I'm gonna get to it. It is currently 4:42 in the morning, and the 4 o'clock hour has been the hardest hour of my life. I've been awake, but I also feel like I've been awake with my eyes open. Like I've just been staring at the page, and like that's it. Like I'm staring at it, and I'm like, why are my eyes not reading the words? Why are no words being read? So, that's fun. I'm currently on page 209, and yeah, we're gonna see if 5 o'clock makes a difference, but my, oh my, 4 o'clock was rough. It was rough, and not our best. Ooh, I'm sleepy, oh no. New location. I am currently in my husband's gaming room because he is asleep. I also just want to note that he literally stayed up till 5 a.m. with me. In support, in solidarity. So snaps to him, but he is asleep currently, obviously, because it's 7:17. And I finished my next book. This is our 5th book of our little video, and I finished Face Off by Chelsea Curto. I really enjoyed this one, and I think I'm going to end up giving it 4 stars. The only reason it's not higher than that is just because it was a little long. I honestly feel like the book could have ended at like 85%, and I would have been completely content with that story. And not that the last 15% was bad by any means. I just kind of felt like the story was dragging on a bit. Whereas if it ended at like 80 or 85%, I feel like it would have been like a little more concise. But still a fun little hockey romance that I will be recommending to a ton of people because I really like this one. I don't know what I'm going to read next because we have, what, like 2 hours left? So I feel like I need to read something. But I don't know what because I don't think we'll be able to finish anything in our time. So I severely underestimated how long this would take me to read because I finished it. And it is 7:43. I thought I would be reading this until the end, and I'm not. So now I gotta figure out something else to read, but this was phenomenal. This was actually so flippin' good, and I've never seen the show before. I'm waiting to watch the show until I read all the volumes. And now we have 1 down. We have 1 volume down. I wish I had volume 2 right now because I didn't know it was gonna end like that. Didn't know that's how it was gonna end. I need to look up if season 1 is just volume 1 or if it's volume 1 and 2, because if it's just volume 1, I can watch season 1. I can. Highly recommend this. I don't know what I want to rate it, but this was quick, it was stunning, and it was honestly such a very, very sweet story. Art style, everything. I'm excited to watch the TV show, and from what I've seen, I feel like the actors really resemble these boys. Like, I feel like they really casted these roles very well. It's exciting. Hopefully I can get my hands on volume 2 ASAP. Maybe I just need to go ahead and get all the other volumes so I can just binge through them. I think that'll probably be the plan, but I don't know what I want to read now. A little under 2 hours left, so I definitely could read something. Probably just read something on the Kindle. Good morning, everyone. It is currently 9:25, which means it is 9:30. It is 9:30 on a Saturday, which means I have been here. We have been here, me and you, for 24 hours. We've been here for 24 hours. I don't really think I showed any footage of this because I did get a little sleepy, but I picked up Slapshot. Surprise by Melanie Harlow. It is her newest book, Accidental Pregnancy After a One Night Stand with a Hockey Player. I only got 50 pages into it. I'm not really far, like, at all. But I'm excited because I do love this series. It's part of the Cherry Tree Harbor series, so I will continue on. I won't be doing it right now, obviously. I will be going to bed. I'm going to be going to bed. When I wake up, I'll continue it, probably. Let's go to Future Me so she can do a little roundup of everything that we read with all of my thoughts, because she will make more sense than I did, because doesn't she just look so rested? She looks super rested right now. Time for the quickest wrap up of everyone's lives because the sun is setting and we really don't have a lot of light, so we're gonna roll with the punches. First book I read during this 24-hour reading challenge was Daydream by Hannah Grace. Y'all already know that I absolutely love this book, so easy 5 out of 5. Did I tell y'all what it was about? No, I did not. Daydream is the 3rd book in the Maple Hills series by Hannah Grace. The first book is Icebreaker and then Wildfire. Obviously, next is Daydream. Following Henry and Hallie. Hallie just got out of a horrible relationship. She was with him, I think, for a year, but he was friends of the family, so she's known him her whole life. He really did not treat her well at all and made her feel so bad about herself because she is a people pleaser that tries to make everyone happy. Henry is the new captain of the hockey team, and so he is dealing with this pressure, and he's also dealing with everyone's expectations. Honestly, like, it's a very heavy weight on his chest in this moment in time. He actually becomes really close friends with Hallie. Hallie is telling him how her ex-boyfriend treated her and how she's never actually gone on a date before, and she's currently writing a book, and so she's wanting to put all these experiences into her book, but she hasn't had any of them. Henry's thinking to himself, you know what? You deserve that though. Like, you are such an amazing person, such an amazing friend to me that you deserve someone to take you out on all these dates and to give you all these experiences, so let it be me. This creates a little bit of a fake dating scenario, if you will, and there's a lot of other factors that play in here, but I have never felt more seen by a book, I think, in my whole life. I am a pathological people pleaser through and through. That is just who I am. That is in my nature. And a lot of the things that Henry was dealing with in the book, I had dealt with. And it took me 23 years of my life to realize, like, that's not how everyone thinks. That's not how everyone's brain works. And there's ways to help you out. And so watching him go through that experience in real time, I was just like, whoa. And it was just so well written. I understand why it's not getting all the love that I think it deserves because it is drastically different from Icebreaker. If you were not a fan of Icebreaker, I think that you would really, really enjoy Daydream, so definitely give it a chance. Next, I read 101 by Jamie Harrow. I'm giving this one 4.75 stars. This was stunning and beautiful, and I literally cried. I cried. In this book, we were following Annie and Ben when they were in high school together. They were both managers of the basketball team. I don't want to say they were rivals, but they were always competing for the same opportunities on this basketball team. And Annie, about 10 years later, gets a job to work at her alma mater, and so she shows back up and Ben is also working there. He immediately doesn't like her. He's very standoffish, and honestly, he's a little rude to her. Annie's thinking to herself, what on earth did I do to you? I get that we weren't the closest of friends, but why are you just not being nice to me? We also learned that Annie just up and left in the middle of her season when she was still in college. So she actually didn't finish being the manager for the team. She just left. And as readers, we don't really understand why. We just know that whatever happened to her was bad enough to make her leave mid-season. You go from there. It is fantastic. It deals with some really heavy topics in here, but I think that the author handled and tackled them very, very well. I am going to need y'all to look at the trigger warnings though, because I went into this book blind and I was just like, whoa, for some of the trigger warnings that popped up. When certain situations popped up, I was like, oh, okay, this is what we are rolling with. If y'all like Emily Henry or Abby Jimenez, or honestly Kennedy Ryan, I think that y'all would really, really enjoy this one because it is a romance book that is cute and fun and flirty, but it also has depth to it. Amazing. And I will be reading literally anything and everything this author ever writes because this was a debut. So I read My Vampire Plus One by Jenna Levine. I'm giving this one 3 stars. I liked it. Will I ever reread it? No. But am I happy I read it in October? Yes. It definitely worked for spooky season. It was just like a cutie little rom-com. Literally all that's happening in this book is we are fake dating a vampire for a wedding. He is her plus one. She has no clue that he is a vampire, even though he admitted it to her, because 1, no one's aware that vampires exist in the world, and then 2, she literally just thought he was kidding. Anytime he would bring it back up, she would just think that he was continuing on with the joke. I do want to go back and read My Roommate is a Vampire by this author because you get to see that couple, and I really think I would enjoy watching their love story begin as well. Because the snippets we got, I think I prefer them as a couple than the actual couple in this book. Next, I read Best Hex Ever by Nadia El-Fazi. I think I'm giving this one 4 stars. I think that's what I'm settling on. This was just the coziest, most romantic book I have ever read. I really, really enjoyed this one. It took me by surprise. Under 300 pages, it got to the point. Also had some depth to it, dealt with some heavier topics, and I think it handled them very, very well. And also, it just made me want to go to a little small town bakery. It really, really did, or like a small town little coffee shop. I also want to say this one was a debut as well. I'm not positive on that, but I do think that this one was one. Like, I'm like 99% sure. In this book, we were following Dina, and Dina is a witch, but in this world, witches don't really exist, and so it's not common knowledge that Dina is one. Dina is the maid of honor for her best friend's wedding, and they are trying to set her up with the best man. Dina's actually ran into the best man several times, not realizing that that's who this guy is, and he doesn't realize that she's the maid of honor either. So Dina's just thinking to herself, wow, it is so weird that I've ran into this man multiple times and I keep feeling like this little like tether towards him. Like I keep being drawn towards him for some reason. We learn though that Dina is not a fan of relationships, and if she can avoid them at all costs, she will, because when she was younger and she was in, I think, her first relationship, she got hexed. And this hex essentially said whoever falls in love with Dina will end up hurt. And so every single relationship after, whoever would fall in love with Dina would get physically hurt. And so Dina's scared that if someone falls hard enough in love with her that they just won't survive. Even though the universe keeps throwing this man her way, she's trying her hardest to avoid him so that he will not end up getting hurt, because she could see herself with him for forever, honestly. Next, I read Face Off by Chelsea Curto. This is a hockey romance, and it is the first book in a new interconnected standalone series following a hockey team, and this one was just so fun. I ate this one up, and it was on the longer side too, and it was just so good. So we are following Maverick and Emmy. Emmy is the first female professional hockey player in her league. Maverick meets her one day and he just thinks that she's a fan, and so honestly, like, he's hitting on her, and she's being rather offended by this because she literally looks at him and she's like, I'm your teammate, so no. And from that day forward, she cannot stand him, but he is so drawn to her because she won't even give him the time of day. That is their dynamic, and it's just so endearing, and it's just so fun, and it's such a unique take on the normal hockey romance trope. Also, I said that this is gonna be interconnected standalones, and the second book literally comes out this month, and I'm pretty sure it's Marriage of Convenience, which you all know is one of my favorite tropes to ever exist. I think I'm giving this one 4.25 stars, by the way. I can't remember if I said that or not, but This was a great first book in a series, and I'm so excited to see where the author ends up going. Last book I read for this readathon was Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. It was just so cute. I don't even know if I have a rating for y'all yet because it was just so cute and endearing and real and raw. In this book we were following Nick and Charlie, and honestly, them just finding their way and figuring out who the heck they are. One person within this friendship dynamic is openly gay and they are having to deal with that, and then the other person in this relationship is trying to figure out who he is. I mean, they're both teenagers, and so he's trying to figure out who he is along with the pressures from his family, from his teammates, from the world, how he's actually feeling on the inside. And it is just so well done, and I cannot wait to continue on in the series. I wish I would have had book 2 ready to go. I really, really do. Format made this so special. Like, I loved that this was in a graphic novel format. It's such an amazing decision, and I will be recommending this to literally anyone and everyone because it was fantastic. Fantastic. I also started like the first 45 pages of Slapshot Surprise by Melanie Harlow, hockey romance. I really have nothing else to tell y'all because I barely read any of it, but I'm enjoying it so far. And that is all I have, so thank y'all for watching. If y'all enjoyed it, please make sure to hit the little like button. And if you want to see more content from me, make sure that you're subscribed, but I will see y'all later. Bye, everyone.